and welcome to today's video where I will be doing a tutorial on my Beachy blogger hair. That's what I like to call it, at least, or like the Pinterest Beachy hair. I just feel like I'm always seeing bloggers on my explore page or like hair inspo on my explore page or on Pinterest where it's these like very undone, they're not curls, they're waves, they're beachy, they're tussle, they just look like perfect but imperfect at the same time. And I feel like over these few months in quarantine, I have finally perfected it. And what makes this tutorial, this look so awesome is that you basically only need two things to make it happen. The rest are optional. So if you're interested in seeing how I achieve this beachy tousled hair, then let's get started. All right, so let me show you the only two products you will need to achieve this look. The first one is the Kristen S Ultra Fine Workable Hairspray. I discovered this hairspray probably about a year ago or just shy of a year ago, and I absolutely love it. So it is a texture spray, it is a heat protectant, and it's also a light hairspray. So this is basically a 3-in-1 product, and it's probably the only styling product you need. I do have an additional 2 products that I'll show you towards the end. Those are kind of 2 products that aren't necessary or that you don't need to achieve this look, but I will show them towards the end. But yeah, this product is totally awesome. And then the second thing you obviously need is a hair curler. So I prefer to use a hair curler with a clip than a wand. I used to only use the wand, but then in quarantine, I kind of taught myself how to do this beachy wave and really perfect it. And I definitely prefer a curling iron with the clip. The clip is kind of a necessity. You'll see once I get into it why I say that, but this one is the Babyless hair curler, and this is the 1.5-inch barrel. If your hair is shorter than mine, you can probably do a smaller barrel. If your hair is longer, you're probably good with this barrel. Also, the 1.25 is really good too. My curling iron is already plugged in, it's heated up, it's ready to go. I always just put it on the highest setting. When I get into the tutorial, you'll see that I don't really wrap the hair on too long on the barrel. So although it's on the highest setting, I'm not like frying my hair on the iron, which you'll see. So let's get started. Really quickly, I'm just gonna go in with a brush. So the first kind of step in this is to go in with the Kristen S spray that I mentioned. Like I said, I washed my hair yesterday, so it's not really dirty hair. It is best to do this look on like a dirty hair. But even when my hair is dirty, I still go in with this first. And basically what this does is it gives your hair texture. It's also a heat protectant, but it really gives your hair like that grit. So that's why people say to go in with the dirty hair, because dirty hair is a little bit more gritty. It's gonna hold that wave better. It's just gonna hold the style better in general. But I really like this also because it is a light hold. So this is gonna give us that texture, it's gonna give us that grit, it's gonna give us that heat protectant, and it's gonna give us a little bit of hold. So I'm not gonna do this in any particular way. I'm just gonna go ahead and spray it on, just kind of all over. Definitely wanna get it in my ends. And then also I am gonna add a little bit sort of like to my roots just to give it a little bit more texture and volume. And then I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. So now I'm just gonna run my fingers through that. I just wanna make sure that none of the hair pieces are like clumped together, because once I go in with the iron, you'll see like those hairs clumped together, so I don't want that. Okay, let's get started. I did these hairs already and the camera was not recording, which I didn't realize. So let's start again. I'm just gonna take a piece of hair. I usually do like an inch section, maybe half an inch. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the curling wand, I'm gonna clip it right in the middle. I'm then gonna twist the hair twice, as so. I'm then going to hold that there for like a second. I'm then gonna push the clip, release some hair, move it down, do it twice again. And you can see the hair on the bottom, I always want to be straight. I'm gonna do a little bit more because I think that's a little bit too much hair. I'm gonna twist it again once, hold it there for like a second or two. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna release the hair. It's still clipped. And as I get to the bottom, I'm gonna unclip it really slowly so it'll look like that. I just moved back so you can see also like the bottom of my hair, but I'm gonna do the same thing. I am clipping the hair at the middle. I am moving the curling iron vertical. I'm twisting twice. I have the rest of the hair here. Hold it for a second. I'm gonna move it down, twist it up again. I have the strand here. That's probably a good amount for the bottom, depending how straight you want the bottoms to be. So what I'm going to do now is slowly unwrap the hair. It's still clipped, and then I'm going to release the clip like that. So once I'm done with this section, I'm just going to move it to the back. I'm not going to brush through anything with it yet, and I'm going to move over to this section. So because I want the hair on both sides to be away from my face, I know there's a technique where people get the Beachy wave, they do it one way in, one way out. I don't like that technique. It does not work for my hair, and it doesn't last. And I feel like when I sleep on it or whatever it is, it just doesn't look good the next day, and it just doesn't last. So I'm gonna do the same thing with the other side of my hair going away. But because this side is a different side, you'll see the way I hold the curling iron is a little bit different. So I'm gonna take the curling iron, clip it right in the middle, move it 2 times. I'm gonna grab that piece of hair, wait there for a second, open the clip and move it down a little bit until you see like how much hair you want at the bottom. Then I'm gonna move it up one more time. Again, I'm gonna hold that piece. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna untwirl the hair. It's still clipped. And then I'm going to really lightly open that clip and let the bottom out. I'm gonna do that 2 more times on this side, right in the middle. Twirl, twirl up 2. Hold it there for a second. Move it down. Twirl it 1 more time or 2 more times, depending like how long your hair is, how short your hair is. On the initial twirl, it might be once if your hair is shorter than mine. Hold it there, and then I'm going to unwind it. It's still clipped, and now I'm going to open the clip up. Just like that. And the last piece, clip it. 1, 2. Hold it there for a second. Take the clip, loosen it so we can put more hair in. I'm gonna clip it another once. Okay, so you see what just happened there. I'm happy that happened. The thing with the clips is that if there's not enough hair or the hair's not thick enough, the clip won't be able to grab it down. So on these like more front pieces that are thinner, that tends to happen, but that's okay. What I'm gonna do is just do that 1 more time. I'm gonna do 1, 2. I'm gonna hold the hair. I'm gonna move it down, but not too far down so we can still, so we can still hold the amount of hair. Hold it there for a second. Then I'm going to untwirl it and lift the clip. Okay, as you can see, I just got up and changed my shirt. I just felt like my hair is so dark, it's basically almost black, and I was wearing a black shirt, so you almost like couldn't see what I was doing. I mean, you could still see what I was doing, but I feel like it was better if I wore a lighter top. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna leave those hairs. I'm not brushing through it, nothing. I'm gonna do the second section. I usually do 3 sections. So I'm gonna take this hair and put that up. I always put like my most top layer front pieces up, and I do those last. Okay, so now we have our next 2 sections. I'm gonna grab my brush through that. And I'm gonna do the same thing, apply the Kristen S Ultrafine Workable Hairspray, mostly on the bottoms, but also on the top to give us a little bit more texture, a little bit of volume, and just sort of like that grit. Just going to brush it through with my fingers, make sure there's no like clumps or anything like that. I'm gonna now take a 1/2 inch section. Now we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna clip at the middle. 1, 2, stay there for a second. Let me get that little hair out. Move it down until you know like how much hair you want to leave at the bottom. I like mine pretty straight, so I'm gonna leave that much hair. Do it another 1 or 2 times depending on how long your hair is. I kind of did like 1.5. Hold it there for, a second or 2. And then we are going to untwirl and lift. So it's just like that. I feel like you can see better now because my shirt is white. I'm gonna do the rest of this section and just speed it out. All right, now we are up to our last section, which is probably the most important. So I'm just gonna move back all the hair I did to this side, and then I'm kind of trying to see where my part is. I think that looks good. But I think I'm gonna take it like this. I'm gonna go underneath and get like the under layer first. Take this right in the middle, 1, 2. I'm gonna take this down. I think that amount of hair is good. So I'm gonna wrap it one more time. Hold this for, again, 2 to 3 seconds. And then I'm gonna untwirl it, and as I get to the bottom, I'm going to push up lightly on the clip. I feel like something I didn't mention before is that when I do the bottom piece and I take it out, the clip is not open like this. It's very lightly opened, and I almost feel like it kind of almost straightens that strand a little bit. So I do want to be like cognizant of that to let you guys know that. We're gonna move this quickly because it's really not that much hair. I don't want it to like get burned. So I'm leaving 1.5 inches. Twirl again. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. That's good enough. All right, I'm happy with that. All right, so this is how the hair looks. Let me stand up, sorry, just so you can see. The bottom is definitely, it doesn't look like a stark straightness, but it definitely is straight. It's not curled at the bottom, so I want you guys to all see that. I'm gonna sit back down now. So the next product is like optional. So you could do one of two things. You could go back in with this. Again, this will give you a little bit more texture. This also will give you a nice light hold. Or, I know this is a very bougie product, but I like to end it with the Oribe Dry Texturizing Spray. These are very, very similar. This one does have like that element of a heat protectant, and it's a little bit more intense than this one, so I do like to go in with this one first to give my hair like that grit, that hold, that texture. But to be honest with you, I don't love the scent of this one, so I feel like that's like a major reason on why I do end up using the Oribe one last. And again, this does have a little bit of a hold as well, so I'll usually just shake this up. I don't use a ton of it, but I'm just gonna put it in all over. I'm gonna lift my roots. Oh my God, the smell of this is just, and you can see right away the difference in sort of like that volume it gives. Shake it up. Ooh. Yeah, this stuff is loud. Lift it. Then I'm gonna try to do the front pieces. Now that I have that done, now I'm gonna go in with my fingers. You could go in with like a really wide tooth comb if you like. But I just go in with my fingers. I just like to go in with like a hairspray or texturizing spray first, and then with my fingers. Okay, I just moved the chair I was sitting on so you could kind of see I'm like squatting a little bit, but yeah. Here's how the hair is looking. So it's nice, beachy, it's tousled. It looks very like undone, model off of vibe. I mean, that's at least the vibe I get. It doesn't look like too structured at all. It's just sort of these like cute beachy waves. And for the last step, this is totally optional, but I do find that one of the things that the texture spray does, it really almost, not that it like dehydrates your hair, but it takes away basically any shine. And sometimes I like my hair to have like a little bit of shine, so I'm gonna take a tiny bit of my Verb Ghost Oil. I'm just gonna pump that out, literally the smallest amount. Rub, 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 and then I'm just going to really lightly put that on my hair just so it has some shine, because like I said, the texturizing sprays, they really take away like all of the shine. And also this will make your hair smell so good. All right, that is it for today's video. If you enjoyed this video and you would like more hair content from me, please let me know by giving this video a thumbs up. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.